Yeah, I've done that already. So a little bit about me. So I'm a naturopath, kinesiologist, energy healer, 26 years of experience. I have done a lot of programs in the background of my healing practice. And one of those things is to help to support women and men really to recalibrate and heal aspects in their face that may have suffered a little bit because of trauma or emotions that can become stagnant in the face specifically, hence why the Facial Zen Code method is very much focusing on this part of the body. So what I want you to do, those of you who are joining me now, I want to make sure that you've got your phones on silent, that you've maybe had a bit of water, that you're comfortable as you're watching me, that you just take out a moment for yourself here today to just learn a little bit more about you, your face, and what you can do to not just turn back time, but also heal certain areas of your face that all correspond. It's always interlinked with conversations, words, thoughts that we hold with ourselves, and it has quite an impact on the facial structure. So I hope that you guys are ready for me for this little introduction today, and then we can change the picture, please. Yeah, so everything is energy, as you know, and now the postman is coming. That's perfect. Bear with me.
Right.
I'm in a webinar.
Have a lovely day.
Thanks. Right, I'm back. That was quick, thank goodness. So yeah, everything is energy, and every thought carries a frequency. So everything in your body is always corresponding and listening. So everything you've ever experienced, how you feel about yourself, the belief systems of your parents, your siblings, media, everything that's been contributing to how you look and feel today is part of this. So your facial tissue, as the tissue in the body, stores energy and emotion. And I talk a lot about micro expression. So you might meet people who you haven't even spoken to, but they have a face that is tight or pulled down or frowny or constantly lifting, raising their forehead, or maybe they are bloated in their face, or maybe they look like they could do with a little bit of a boost. All of this is something that you guys would recognize immediately when you encounter someone. It's not about perfection, it's just about something that we recognize when we interact with someone. So the facial tissue stores pretty much all the emotions that you are either still in, let's just say, in a learning period about yourself, or stuff that you haven't been able to release up to this moment in time. And combined with lymph drainage and these finger modes that I'm going to show you today, I'm going to go through one aspect which I think is going to be very helpful for those of you watching, because we're all familiar. All emotions are healthy, but not when they become stagnant in the tissue. Next slide, please. Yeah, so what ages us? So apart from obviously the obvious being environment, diet, lack of exercise, hormone imbalances, chronic stress, and repetitive emotional patterns. So, for example, if I tell myself every single day, I'm unattractive, I'm fat, or I'm too skinny, or oh my God, I look really tired, oh, everything is saggy, or I'm puffy, it's something that the brain immediately translates into a program, and the brain does not know the difference between truth or a lie. So all your brain will do over time is see this as a command, and then it will pretty much almost interfere with the healthy circulation that you would have in that part of your body. And it just enhance the aging process. I mean, everyone is aging, but we can choose how fast we wish to age. And I'm a strong believer, because I've been practicing on myself for 17 years plus, that it certainly slows it down. It can definitely rejuvenate. It can change your facial structure. It can boost those areas in your face that have become weaker over time. So, for example, if your cheek muscle over time starts to lose its tone, everything that is attached to the big cheek muscle will also begin to fall down gradually. And over time, if we do not stimulate as well as relax certain areas of the facial structure, everything becomes tight, and it's like if we don't go to the gym, it becomes more saggy. So it's not so much the aging that's sagging, it's the lack of muscle tone and communication between the muscle tone and the emotion and the life choice that we choose to make for us at this moment in time. Next slide, please. Yeah, so as I was saying at the beginning, the expressions becoming impressions over time. So we all have certain areas in our body, and we're not supposed to be looking vacant. We all have, you know, the beauty is of having your face is everyone has a specific area that I would say tends to draw in most of the emotions, and other people almost you can see, you know, they're a very happy person, and there's nothing to say against wrinkles at all. It just, there's certain wrinkles that are laugh lines, for example, and then we have those that I call misery lines that are showing the pain someone's been experiencing, and that's sort of what I talk about. So we hold most of the areas in our face that hold trauma and stress is the eye area and the jaw very much. So what I want to do today is take you through two little exercises that will just give you an idea just how powerful the eye, connecting with the eye areas, and how strained it actually is. Now, the eye is also very closely linked with your brain. So in my healing techniques, we use a lot of what's called the eye releasing technique. So when we are decoding thoughts that are no longer resonating for us, what I also do in my practice is that I get people to the rapid eye movement following, because the eye is so closely linked, and the orbital muscle is surrounded by several groups of little muscles. And over time, and because a lot of us just do a lot of staring nowadays, you know, none of us really engage fully with the world, because most of us are very introvert, very self-absorbed, very focused on our work, and we have almost neglected a few areas of the muscles, the ocular muscles that keep your eye agile and also stimulated. So again, over time, when we are not using the eye to a full capacity, it develops like little knots that we have also everywhere else in the body where we have tension in the tiny tissues called fascia. The fascia is tissue that is closely interlinked with the anatomy of the face, and that can, just like within the body, we create tiny little tough bands that also then pull on certain muscle groups and enhance us, creating a disruption of circulation of oxygen and reproduction of collagen. Hence why it's really important to combine gentle lymph drainage, gentle facial massage alongside doing a facial Zen code, because your body, your face, everything needs a balance. It's always about balance. We can't just do one thing. If we just do stimulation of the muscle, they become too tight. if we just do massage, we're not stimulating the muscle enough. So you get what I'm saying. It's just about finding your balance. The energy aspect about the emotion also is really key, because it's not just about the physical, it's your emotion that holds this frequency, this vibration in certain areas of your face that keep the fascia tight and the muscle either sagging or hypertone. Next slide. Yeah, so my lovely Facial Zen Code, as the word already says, it's what I wanted to do is sort of create a method of conscious facial touch, helping you to understand and feel and really connect with you, where you store your emotions. So you might automatically be drawn to certain areas in your face. You may already be aware that, oh, I hold a lot of tension in my jaw, or it's all in my eyes. I feel so much tension in this part of my body. And what I wanted to do with this lovely Facial Zen Code method is to show you also how we can blend ancient wisdom by just simple finger modes. So I get you to hold a specific finger before we begin with the facial muscle group. I also have added on that online course a bit of information, about which oils to use, what else to do. And if any of you want to book a one-to-one for specific areas in your face, you can also do this in the future. This is just my introduction for anyone who wants to go into specific areas, who's got more questions, because I will have more things to say. And it's very individual. We can do this as a one-to-one. Next slide, please. Yeah, so what does it do for you? So what it's done for me, and that's why I'm so excited to share this with you. It's very much about releasing the facial tension and the emotional memory, which is extremely, extremely powerful. Many years ago, before I developed this, I used to treat a lot of ladies who would come in and I would work on something that they need to release. And post-treatment, their skin was glowing. There were wrinkles that were actually erased. The muscle tone was improved to the degree that other people would say, wow, where have you been? Have you been for a spa? And they said, no, I just went for a healing session. So that then made me quite curious, because I thought, well, I've only worked on certain areas, and then I realized just how much it impacted people's faces. This is going back a long, long time. And then I started to look into facial yoga, facial exercises. There have been people who've been doing this probably for about 40, if not 50 years, where it was not in the media. And I discovered my interest for stimulating certain muscle groups, probably, as I said, sort of roughly, could be even more than 17 years ago, because I wanted to see what it can actually do. I'm always a tester before I advertise anything. And I noticed that at the time, the stimulation is great, but it didn't really help me get to the bottom of things, and it still kept moving through my face, where I thought there must be something else I need to look into. And that's then over time where I realized that the emotion, the trauma, our thoughts and our behavior is also, plus the lifestyle, is stuck in the tissue in the face. So this is why the Facial Zen Code is so great, because it softens. It doesn't completely erase your past, because we can't mimic, and we shouldn't really. But what we want to do is soften, transform something that was tight and tense into flowing, being stimulating, creating a glow, your glow, because you should have the choice to age into the face you wish to age into. It also supports daily presence within yourself, helps you to really reconnect with self. Hence why I've created a booklet that when you buy the Facial Zen Code method, you will have also, where I've got meditation. I explain how and what the cell wants, what it doesn't like, the youth coding, what you can do to reverse age, which I think is profoundly interesting, especially as we're moving into this new timeline of where we've accepted that, you know, we can have a chronological age, but we can also have a biological age. And what is much more interesting is the biological age, because you can turn back the clock purely by programming your brain and your mind and your body to stay at a certain age. Obviously, this takes time, but all of these techniques support this whole concept. Next slide, please. Yeah, so the rituals that you'll be seeing when you get the Zen code is that you will have an explanation, for example, of which finger mode you'll be doing, what it does for you, followed then by the ritual. The type of touch that we'll be using in some of the exercises in the Facial Zen code is lifting, sometimes holding techniques, and grounding the entire time with the breath and being very present, because I get you sometimes to close your eyes, because I need you, especially at the beginning, to connect with that part in your body. You'd be surprised how little awareness people have with their body, mind-body connection and mind-face connection. A lot of people do not have any idea how they hold and what they're holding in their face. And it can be quite profound, as I've experienced in previous one-to-one sessions with people. Next slide, please. Yeah, so the Facial Zen Code online course is totally at your own leisure once you've purchased. You can do everything step by step. You can also then contact me if you've got any questions. It's something that is designed. I always like to do things because I know we're all pushed for time. I like to be efficient, but effortless at the same time. And it's very, very soothing for the vagus nerve. So it's very activating the parasympathetic system. So we're soothing the nervous system as well as we are not overwhelming. I'm not going to overwhelm you with anatomy. It's very easy to follow. You'll find that, oh, wow, that's really effortless. I didn't realize it was going to be that easy. And it's just really something that in the feedback I've had, people say, oh, they're really looking forward to doing that. And it's like a little mini gym for the face, but also without the strain, without having to leave home, without, you know, we just do it as and when you want to do it. Next slide, please. Yeah, so who is this for? Actually, you know, men are allowed to do this as well. If any men are watching, you are also have facial anatomy. I know more and more since COVID specifically, men have stepped forward and been interested. I've been asked many times, is this something also for men? Yes, absolutely. So anyone who wants to stimulate their beauty, natural rejuvenation, for anyone who is ready and wanting to release emotion and tension out of their facial structure, also anyone who wants to reconnect with the truth of who they are and their emotions. And all it requires is you. You don't have to have any background information. You do not have to have any knowledge on anatomy. You just simply follow the instructions. So it's really effortless and pretty much for anyone who's interested in this type of reconnecting with your facial structure, just to enhance the beauty you already have, or maybe soften certain areas where you feel, well, I could really do with releasing some tension in that part of the face. Yeah. Next, please. Yeah, so what I want to do before we go into questions or reflections, what I'd like to do with you guys is now just a very brief little face exercise, so to say. And for that, we're going to focus very much on the eye area today, because as I said at the beginning, you know, a lot of us hold tension in the eye area. And one very simple technique is to literally lift this entire region now. We've got the frontalis muscle that's really, it goes all the way around. We've got muscles that lead all the way around the back of the head that are also attached to over time when the forehead goes down and the eyebrows go down. So in order to lift things back up and also stimulate your muscle tissue that will lift everything back up. One of my favorite, I mean, I've got several of favorite exercises that I do that I want to do with you now. So when you're ready, I want you to ground your feet. I want you to take a nice deep breath in through your nose, maybe count 4 seconds in, and then just 4 seconds out breath. And just do that again whilst you are aware of the ground beneath your feet. Just connect with yourself and then exhale again. And just become soft in your shoulders. Breathing, and just prepare yourself that you're going to do something nice for your body. What I also always say to people before any of these things, we can always do a tiny little bit of lymph drainage beforehand. So very gently massaging. You can support your elbow if you've got problems. Support your elbow, just giving yourself a little bit of a pumping action. You'd be surprised. This area here is really important to stimulate and with the lymph system, so that everything that we're going to do above the neck is going to flow much better. So just follow me with just a few circulation here on the left and the right side under the collarbone. This is a really important area. And then we just stroke with the hands the back of your neck and down gently, and pump a few times just in the collarbone, just very gently. And do that again, just sort of going the back of your head, coming down, a little pump, and you'll feel that already when you do that a few times. It's activating the vagus nerve for a start, and it activates your lymph system. And it doesn't take much pressure. It's just gentle. Everything is quite gentle. Your body does not always need to be pushed and prodded in order to show you amazing results. So now that we've prepped a little bit, what I want you to do is I want you to take the hand and rest it just above your eyebrow on both sides. And I want you to close your eyes. So follow me, just bring your hands, if you can see, I've got them anchored in. I've got my thumbs anchored here and here. So I'm really gently pulling down. And what I want you to do next is I want you to, as you're holding and pushing down, I want you to look up. Really look up with all of the strength you hold. Do not pull up your shoulders. Stay really nice and relaxed in the back of your neck. Really important. Look up. Breathe in. And exhale. Keep looking up because it's quite a strain. You'll feel that right at the back of your head. You will feel that in your forehead. Now I want you to look to the left with your eyes closed, up left, and then go back to the right left. Keep going almost like a rainbow. You're looking left, right, whilst you're really looking up at the same time as hard as you can. Relax your shoulders, breathe. Just keep doing that a little bit more. And you'll feel that tension in the back of your head, as you should, as well as you will feel that in your eyes, obviously. And now I just want you very gently to release, to come out of it. Keep your eyes closed for a moment. Just gently massage the area around your ears. You will feel a stimulation above your eyebrows. You probably feel a little bit in the back of your neck, possibly. And then when you're ready, open your eyes. Now, what you should be feeling is you should be feeling a stimulation here above your eyebrows. And this is very much connected with bladder. It's also connected with fear and anxiety, with questioning self. and it opens up. So over time, because we're stimulating the muscles in the back of the skull, we are pulling back the forehead as well as we're opening up the face. So when especially great for people who are, as I said, spending a lot of time looking down and tensing their neck. So it's important also for me that when you've done an exercise is have a little bit of water, massage a little bit in between, just so that if you are feeling tension, which you will do at the beginning, when the muscle is just learning to be stimulated again, you might feel a little bit of a strain or a little bit of, oh, that was tight. Just drink water, massage, and then come back to it. So another one that I sort of like to quickly show you is to basically lift the eye from the underneath section. Now, there's lots of different ways how we can do this. The one I'm going to use today is that I want you to hold your hand at an angle where you're basically leaning into your cheekbone to the side. And all I want you to do is anchor it in, not pushing and squeezing too hard, just making sure that the skin can't move. And what I'd like you to do is literally just squeeze up the bottom lid as if you're squeezing up whilst you're securing this. You can also do this with your eyes closed. You don't have to do it with your eyes open. And all I want you to do is do this really slowly. It's all about just feeling the resistance, because the resistance here is not just training the muscle, but it's also freeing up circulation in the underneath section of your eye. So it's really great for depuffing the under eye area. And it's really great for stimulating this area so that you reduce any puffiness or eye bags over time. So you do this for a few repetitions that you'll see in the online course. And then again, when you come out of it, what you will feel, oh, that feels quite refreshing in this area. And again, just sort of gently tap, just coming out of it, and just notice how just those two little things have already sort of given your eyes, you might feel a bit brighter. You might feel a little bit more alert. Your eyes will feel a little bit more with it. Yeah. So I hope that's given you a little bit of an impression of how powerful it can be just to connect with just two areas. And in the actual online course, there's a lot more. So you will get a circuit basically. And as I said, if you've got any additional things you want to work on in your face, you just contact me, email me, and I can organize a one-to-one session where we focus on just one area in your face. So I hope you've enjoyed this little introduction. If anybody's got any questions, I'd love to be questioned about anything you want to share with me that you may have experienced just now in your eye area is also welcome. And you're very welcome. I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope you could see it clearly, because I can't actually see myself. I should have maybe done it in mirror. So has anybody got any questions? If you haven't, you're very welcome. Those of you who've watched, brilliant, thank you. You're very welcome. Let me know if you have had any sensations in your eyes, or maybe in that area of your face. So yeah, lovely. It's been really great to meet you, to be here with you. And as I said, it's available on my website in the shop. If any of you want any more information, please email me. And thanks for being here today. I've really loved introducing my Facial Zen Code, and I hope to hear from you soon.